بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. إن الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. We are in phase 2 of Seerah. And for people that their memory is not as clean slate from last week, where did we stop?
We stopped at the passing of Abu Talib.
No?
Was it Prophet Zachariah?
Yes, we were talking, well, that was Dua. That wasn't Dua.
Now we're doing Maghfirah since.
Yeah. Okay, so we stopped in phase 1. Phase 1, in this case it was phase from the age of 20 to 40, yes? And it ended by Jibreel alayhi salam coming to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and telling him, اقرأ بسم ربك الذي خلق in Surah Al-Alaq, yes? اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم, yes? علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. And we said that Jibreel came, told him these words and left. Embraced him very hard and left. Didn't tell him who he was, what was he doing, what those words were. He just embraced him, told him these words and left him to deal with the consequences of it. And we said that this encounter of Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is very different than any encounter of any prophet before, because the encounter of the prophets before, the messengers, the three main messengers are Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Musa alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam. Yes, At-Tawrat wal-Injil wal-Quran. Yes, At-Tawrat is Tawrat Musa. Yes, the book of Musa. Wal-Injil, Kitab Isa alayhi salam. And wal-Quran, Kitab Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we said that the miracles, Musa alayhi salam, once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we know the story, he encountered fire when he was coming back from Madian somewhere, so he can see fire there. So he went there and he said, well, the fire didn't make any sense. It wasn't burning. Yes. So he sees, فيسمع الله سبحانه وتعالى يقول اخلعنا عليك إنك بالوادي المقدس طوى. Take off your shoes, your slippers, you are in the sacred valley of Tuwa. Yes, in Sinai. Yes. وأنا اخترتك فاستمع لما يوحى. And I have chosen you, Ya Musa, so listen to what I will tell you very clearly. Yes. إنني أنا ربك إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدني وأقم الصلاة لذكري. Musa, I am your Lord, and you spend the rest of your life, what? In worship and what? Making dhikr of my name. Yes? إن الساعة آتية أكاد أخفيها لتجزى كل نفس بما تسعى. Okay? And then he told him, he didn't give him the book at that stage. He didn't give him Ayatullah at that stage. He told him, no. What's in your right hand? He said, this is my staff. He said, throw it on the floor. Became a massive serpent. So Musa ran. Yeah? He said, come back. Hold it. Hold the serpent and it will come back to a normal staff that he used for what? He was a shepherd at the time in Madian. Do you know the story of Musa alayhi salam? Yes? No? Yes? Some yes, some no. Some no response whatsoever. Okay. So, the miracle, and the other miracle he said, وَضْمُمْ يَدَكَ إِلَى جَنَاحِكَ. Put your arm under your jape. A jape is like the inside pocket in the old days, yes? تَخْرُجْ بَيْضَاءَ مِنْ غَيْرِ سُوءٍ. Comes out brilliantly white, as bright as the sun, yes? مِنْ غَيْرِ سُوءٍ. Without any damage to it. آيَةٌ أُخْرَى. So these are specific miracles to Musa alayhi salam. Yes. So is the staff that he used to. وَلَقَدْ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَى أَنْ اضْرِبْ أن أسر بعبادي فاضرب لهم طريقا في البحر يبسا لا تخاف دركا ولا تخشى. Allah told Sayyidina Musa to hit his staff with the Red Sea, and it opened into a dry land for them to travel. Yeah. This is a specific to Musa alayhi salam. Yes. And then اضرب بعصاك الحجر فانبجست منه 12 عينا. 12 wells come breaking through a rock for Bani Israel. قد علم كل أناس مشربهم. Yes. Only when Bani Israel had passed into Sinai and were saved from Pharaoh did Allah وإذ وعدنا يا موسى 40 ليلة. We took Musa alayhi salam to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send him the Quran or the Torah in one block. Yes? 40 days. Yes? And while those 40 days were going on, Bani Israel did something very nice. Allah just saved them from Pharaoh. Yes? So what did they do? They melted the gold they had got from Egypt and made it into a nice cow, which they then worshipped, while Musa alayhi salam is you can see that they just witnessed the miracle of there's so many miracles, and then they came to waiting for Musa alayhi salam to come back to them with the Torah. Yes. And while they're there, say, well, we got fed up, so we made a bull of gold and we worshipped it while you were away. Yeah. And a man called the Samiri is the man that sponsored this process. Yes, he designed the bull and then made a special hole for it so that when the wind passes by, it makes the same noise of a bull. When he is, the sound of the bull, yes, that's the فَأَخْرَجَ لَهُمْ عِجْلًا جَسَدًا لَهُ خُوَارٌ. Okay. So, if we would imitate Musa alayhi salam, or would we be guided by Musa alayhi salam to disperse the message of Allah, could we be guided by him? Could we?
Yes.
Yes? Could we?
Well, with the help of Allah, obviously.
Yes, but do we have a staff?
Oh no.
Do we have a staff that we hit the Red Sea with and it opens? Do we have a staff that we hit a massive rock with and 12 wells come out of it?
No.
We don't. Yes. So these are specific miracles for Musa alayhi salam. Yes. And they are linked directly to the dispersion of the word of Allah. So if someone would like to say, I would like to take the Quran and use the guide of Musa alayhi salam, you can't. Yes. Because you don't have Allah. These miracles were specific to Musa alayhi salam. And then we go to Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam was born without a father, first miracle. Yes. And then spoke as a baby, just born. Yeah. And then grew to resurrect the dead and create a clay shape of a bird and blow in it. Become a bird. Yes. وَيُبْرِئُ الْأَكْمَهَ وَالْأَبْرَصَ, and treat the person with vitiligo and the person that can't speak or listen. Yes. And so Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam and ask Allah to bring a whole dining table from the heavens down for people to eat. These are not, and walk on water, Isa alayhi salam. So these the miracles are directly linked to Isa alayhi salam. Yes, and they are it is through that he was capable of dispersing the word of Allah, Al-Injil, or the original Bible. Yes. The moment Allah sent Jibreel to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he did not send a miracle with him. He did not send a specific miracle with him. He sent one miracle, which is the Quran. And the Quran, the first verses of it was read. It's not. So that from that moment onwards, the moment Allah is telling him read, is the moment the miracles of that are specific to prophets before has ended. Because Muhammad, you will be the guide for generations and generations and generations of your ummah to come. They will be given, they will have the Quran, they will have your hadith, and they will be asked to fix this world. Fix this world. Fix it through dispersing the word of Allah. So you have to have a guide. You have to have a role model. Your role model will be Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We will not give him miracles that are specific to the dispersion of the message. He will have other miracles, alayhi salatu wasallam, but they are secondary. Everything related to the dispersion of the message is by the effort of humanity, by the effort of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a human. And this is a fundamental change. This is the final of prophets, and the final of prophets has to be a role model that everyone can imitate him. Not say, well, I don't have a staff, I can't speak as a baby, I can't resurrect the dead bit in there, I can't make, these are specific miracles for a specific messenger at the time. But Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is to be the guide of all humanity from the moment he was sent to until Israfil alayhi salam blows in the horn. From there to there, all of this is what? All this is, so everyone that comes has to be able to say, so how did Prophet Muhammad ﷺ disperse the message? So I can learn from him. So he did this, and then this. And then stage 2 he did this, and then stage 3 he did this, and stage 4 he did this, and while he was doing this he did this. All human, relatable facts and actions, not miracle related. Is that clear? Yeah?
Just one question. So
Yes.
You said the Torah from Musa.
Yes.
So do we have that book for reference? Do we read those books?
The Bani Israel do. So the Jews, they worship Allah through that book. But the book that Torah came with, and the book that Isa came with, alayhi salam, were not ensured to be preserved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah did not ensure the preservation of those books. Yes? So that, imagine if we had a copy preserved of a Torah, a copy preserved of the Injil, and a copy preserved of the Quran. But the Injil says this. But the Torah says that, no. Allah sent the Quran, yes, مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ وَمُهَيْمِنًا عَلَيْهِ, dominant over all the messages that have been sent. There is no option anymore to follow anything but the Quran. There's no option. The moment the Quran was sent, and we'll learn now from Waraq ibn Nawfal, the cousin of Khadija, radwanullah alayha, who Prophet Muhammad says he will be resurrected as a nation on his own. Waraq ibn Nawfal. Imagine, Waraq ibn Nawfal, his whole role in Prophet Muhammad's story is 20 minutes, 30 minutes max. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send him on the Day of Judgment with the rewards of a whole ummah, of a whole nation. So, Prophet Muhammad has encountered an alien species that he doesn't know what they are, yes? He's embraced him, told him some words and disappeared. فقال رسول الله رجع إلى خديجة. And here we have to stop and think. Why did he go to Khadija? Why didn't he go to Abu Talib? Or to his friend Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, that was his friend before? Why did he go to his wife?
Because she was a source of comfort.
She was a source of comfort. She listened to him. She always listened to him. She did not say, see, you spent days in the cave, this is what we get from here's your child, he's been vomiting all night, take him, I don't care about all this. Allah, I'm going to go to my friend's house now because I'm really, this happens. Yes, this happens. Yes. But instead, she said, she gave him the support he needs. Ladies, this is a lesson for all ladies to learn from your mother, Khadija. Yes, that when the man is in such a state, you do not pile over the rest until he is under the ground. Yeah. فقالت والله لن يخزيك الله أبدا. See, he's coming 3 miles trek, sweating and shaking in the middle of the heat of Mecca. يقول زملوني زملوني دثروني دثروني, cover me with as much layers as possible and wrap me tight in them. Yeah. فتقول والله لن يخزيك الله أبدا. Allah will never let you down. Why? إنك لتصل الرحم. Yes. She started counting his good actions and deeds, the good values. Every man has some good deeds maybe in life. Yes. So when he comes, she said, والله إنك لتصل الرحم. Yes. وتعين على نوائب الظهر. Yes. وتعين المعدوم. You support those that have suffered injustice. You support financially those that have nothing in their lives. You are the closest and the kindest to your family. All the things that she describes Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He calmed down. He calmed down. Yes. And imagine if so. Imagine if Khadija radhiyallahu anha did not have the patience to support him. What would be the natural history of the dawah of the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Yeah. It's scary to think of it. In the initial phases, this is a man that's just encountered something that is never. And the nature of humanity is, if something like this happened, it must be something bad. Either I'm going crazy, yes, from staying in the cave for so long, or this is jinn or shaitan, yes, that's come to me. I don't know. How does he know? He doesn't know. Not only did she do this, she took him then to Waraq ibn Nawfal. Waraq ibn Nawfal was a Christian who spent his whole life studying Christianity and Judaism. At-Torah, Injil. And the meeting between them is going to take not very long. 30 minutes, an hour, yes. Waraq ibn Nawfal was an old man by then, in his 70s, 80s, late 70s, early 80s. فيسمع, started listening to what Prophet Muhammad فيبتسم طارة, smiles and listens at other times, frowns at other times. And once he stopped, he said, imagine the message that Waraq ibn Nawfal is going to give Prophet Muhammad إِنَّكَ نَبِيُّ آخِرِ الزَّمَانِ. You are the last prophet of Allah to this humanity. Imagine what Prophet Muhammad was thinking. This is what Waraq ibn Nawfal said. إِنَّكَ نَبِيُّ آخِرِ الزَّمَانِ is the first thing. Second thing, yes, وددت, I wish, أني جدعا شابا جدعا, يعني strong young man, yes, حتى أنصرك حين يخرجك قومك. I wish I was a young strong man to support you when your people disbelieve you, when your people try to banish you out of your place. Until the stage Prophet Muhammad was quiet. And he stopped and said, "Al-Mukhrajiyahum. Are they going to try to let me push me out of my own place?" قال والله ما جاء أحد منك بما جئت به إلا وأخرجه قوم. There is no one that has come, Allah sent him by what has sent you, except his people have disbelieved him and tried to banish him from their land. And the Quran tells us then later on, Lut alayhi salam. Lut, Qawm Lut, yes, Sodom and Gomorrah, yes. قالوا, they told Lut, yes, أخرجوا آل لوط من قريتكم. Yes. Get rid of Lut and his family. Why? إنهم أناس يتطهرون. They are people that are clean. They're clean people. We don't want the clean people amongst us. Banish them. Get rid of them. Yes. And so, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why didn't Jibreel alayhi salam tell him this? Why didn't Jibreel alayhi salam come to him and tell him this? That إنك رسول الله وإنك خاتم. He had to listen it from a human being like himself. And look at what Waraq ibn Nawfal did. In one situation, Waraq ibn Nawfal made the true intention to support Prophet Muhammad ﷺ before everything, he's telling him the history is going to unfold. So on the Day of Judgment, Waraq ibn Nawfal comes with the reward of a whole ummah, of the whole nation. Because he made a promise, an intention, a truthful intention. I wish I was strong. I wish I was young. I would. And then in the end, after all that, he said, even if they try to, even in my age, I will try to support you. Even in my age, I will try to support you. وَلَكِنَّهُ تَوَفَّاهُ اللَّهُ, very soon. He died after that very soon. With one true intention, نَالَ وَرَقَ ibn Nawfal. Waraq ibn Nawfal reached the level before any of the companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Such a high level. This is a lesson for us. If the moment comes for you to show truthfulness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Just a quick thing.
Yeah.
You had a Christian priest when he said that even in my age I'll try to help
Yes.
you. Would he die then as a believer?
Yes, of course he would. He was on Christianity, which was the religion that everyone should have had at the time. He became a Muslim the moment even before knowing anything from what the Islam is or what, he believed in Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. قَالَ إِنَّكَ نَبِيُّ آخِرِ الزَّمَانِ. You are the Prophet. So he believed in Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So of course he is. He's of great level. Okay.
So that those books had about everything in detail.
He was yes. So we'll cover later, but Banu Qurayza and the Bani Israel in the Medina, yes, they knew Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's description better than they knew the description of their own children. So they knew what his age was, what his features were, what the stamp of the prophecy would look like in between his shoulder blades. The only thing they didn't know is that he wouldn't come from Bani Israel. They thought he would, because every prophet from the time of Ishaq, which is Israel. So Bani Israel are the sons of Ishaq, is son of whom? Ibrahim. So first Allah gave him Ismail, yeah, and then gave him Ishaq, Nafila, yes, as an extra, as extra gift. And Bani Israel then are Bani Ishaq, yes. So from Ishaq till Isa alayhi salam, all the prophets came from Bani Israel. So they're expecting that this prophet is like everyone else. And they were threatening the others and saying, this is the time of the last of the prophets. Well, the moment he comes from us, we will be dominant over the whole of the Arab Peninsula. Yes, they didn't know at the time he would come from the Arabs. Anyway.
Those books came to how did they reveal how Quran was revealed?
We said that no, the Quran was revealed bit by bit. Yes, and Injil wal Torah, they were revealed one block.
To the Prophet directly.
Yes, to Musa alayhi salam. So we said إذ وعدنا موسى 40 ليلة, 40 nights, to give him the Torah. Yes, and Isa alayhi salam was given the Injil. Yes, but not partially. Partially was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we covered the reasons why. Yeah. People's memories. No, okay. So Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is leaving Waraq ibn Nawfal. Someone asked me last time, did he know he was the prophet? He didn't. Did he know that he was going to be the prophet of the last prophet? Everyone that he was going to be the most favored. He didn't. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A few days later, Jibreel alayhi salam appeared once more. This time in his true angel form. Yes? Sitting on a throne, covering blocking everything in the horizon. Imagine you're looking at the horizon there, yes? And everywhere you look, all you can see is Jibreel alayhi salam with 600 wings sitting on a throne. وَيَقُولُ أَنْتَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. You أنت نبي الله وأنا جبريل. You are Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah. وأنا جبريل. I am an angel from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what Quran came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ first? We know that Surah Al-Alaq, Iqra, yes. What else? Anyone have any guesses?
Sorry, what was the question? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So what other surah came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the first few months of the dawah?
Is it Surah Ikhlas?
Sorry, no?
No. We said it. المزمل والمدثر. زملوني زملوني دثروني دثروني. يبقى المزمل يا أيها المزمل قم فأنذر. يا يا أيها المدثر قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر والرجز فاهجر وربك فاصبر. Yes. And then والمزمل. And then third one was what? الفاتحة. الفاتحة. Yes. What was the first thing that Jibreel ﷺ told Prophet Muhammad ﷺ? What's the first thing he taught him?
Read.
No.
Read.
Prophet Muhammad ﷺ could not read or write. And we know that for sure in Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, in the 6th year, where there was a treaty between Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and between Quraysh. So when they're writing the contract, min Muhammadin Rasulullah, from Muhammad Rasulullah. So Suhail ibn Amr, the guy that's negotiating from Mecca, said, if I knew you were Rasulullah, I wouldn't be having this good conversation with you. Sahaba companions said, no, he is Rasulullah and it will be written Rasulullah. And if anyone else has any complaint, Rasulullah says, come down. Ariniha ya Ali. Show it to me, Ali. Where is it? Where is it? He didn't know how to read or write. فقال here. Yes? He wiped it off with himself. Yes. So he did not really know how to read or write at all. And this was by intention. This is not something to belittle at any time Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. This is by design. This is a lot. So no one else comes later on, and they still accused him of this. قالوا أساطير الأولين فهي تملى عليه. قالوا أساطير الأولين. This is the Torah and the Injil, and he's just made a new mix and written it himself. He doesn't know how to read or write. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes. And neither the Injil nor the Torah are preserved, nor do they have the same messages here. Anyway, the first thing Jibreel took him to the desert around Mecca. وضرب بجناحه الأرض, and hit with one of his wings. How many wings does Jibreel alayhi salam have? 600. Yes. With one of his wings, just like, remember whom did he hit one of his wings with to let water out of the ground before in Mecca? Whom?
Someone's mother, wasn't it?
Ibrahim's wife, yes, and his son Ismail. The water came from between Sayyidina Ismail's legs. Yes. So just like that day, he hit the water and taught Prophet Muhammad ﷺ how to perform wudu. قال افعل كما أفعل. Do as I do. Yes. And then he taught him how to pray. So the first message after the Quran was learn how to pray.
This was the second visit, the prayer.
Yes. And it was only 2 rak'ah in the morning and 2 rak'ah in the evening, and that's it. That was the initial prayer. Yes, it wasn't 5 initially. Yes, people are smiling now, saying, "Yeah, it was easy." Yeah. Yes, so everything was taken gradually. Yes. So he taught him how to pray. He gave him Surah Al-Muzammil wal-Mudaththir Al-Fatiha, and he disappeared. 2 months. 2 months. Disappeared. Why? You have the Quran. I've taught you how to pray. Pray, and consolidate what you've learned. Yes, and this is a message. The Quran is not, Subhanallah. Your stories, beautiful. No, it's for actions. It's for actions. It's not for stories of practice. To practice. So that Allah's left him for two months to practice. Now is the time to practice. Allah in Surah Al-Muzammil, يا أيها المزمل قم الليل إلا قليلا. Spend the whole night praying except a little bit. Except a little bit. Yes? قم الليل إلا قليلا نصفه أو انقص منه قليلا أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. He's telling Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, يا أيها المزمل. A muzammil is the one that is wrapped in clothes because he was sweating the night that Jibreel alayhi salam came to. Yes? قم الليل إلا قليلا. Spend the night praying except for a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes? نصفه أو انقص منه قليلا. It's half or a little bit less or a little bit more. أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. رتل القرآن, which means repeatedly read the Quran that we've given you. Why? Why? إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا. We will send to you an immensely heavy message. So you need the power, the soul power, the faith power to be able to deal with it. Okay. So the practicality then. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has the initial message. He knows he's the prophet, the final prophet. He knows some basics he doesn't know the whole Quran yet.
So for the second visit, so Prophet ﷺ memorized the surah.
Every time he would, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be whatever Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would be given, he would memorize. Yes, initially he would be rushing to try to memorize it. Yes.
There's nothing written there.
No.
Okay.
No, written. There are some companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that would write some of it. Yes. So the Quran was written in bits. Yes. And then after that, it was gathered initially after Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. In the time of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, because a lot of the people that memorized the Quran purely, yes, died in Hurub al-Ridda. They died in the wars against the people that left Islam after Prophet Muhammad ﷺ died. Yes. So he gathered it, and the rule was the scripture plus two of the Sahaba, the companions, saying that, witnessing that they know exactly the same version the same way. Yes. But at the time of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, there were thousands and thousands of people that memorized the Quran perfectly. Yes. Perfectly.
So that means if somebody doesn't know how to read, but they memorize it.
They memorize it, yeah.
So in this generation, I'm saying, if somebody doesn't know how to read and just memorize it, that's fine then.
It is fine, but understanding its meaning is better. And we covered that before. We said it's like having medicine that you. The reward of memorizing the Quran is pure. Either you understand it or don't. The reward is pure. Yes. Understanding it is of more value. And we said that if you spent this Ramadan, they say, well, spend one khatma, two khatma, khatim al-Quran 2 or 3 times. Yes, read and this is great. But if you spend Ramadan learning one surah and understanding its meanings truly and getting close to its meanings, this is a very well spent Ramadan, because the influence it will have on your heart is immense. So yeah, back to the story, just because I'm afraid the phone will start. Okay. So now is the practicalities. What do I do? What was the plan of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And we said that it has to be a human relatable plan so that we can follow it. Yes. He's in a place where there are 360 idols, representing all the idols worshipped in the Arab Peninsula in the Kaaba. First thing you do, go up and smash those idols and say, yes, no one else is, yeah, that's it. No one's worshipping this. From now on, this is, no, don't do that. What did he do then? What did he start with? What was his plan for the first 3 years?
Find trustworthy people.
Very good. Well done. Well done. His plan was to find, when we have a focus group and we say we want a representative group from the whole population. Yes, this was Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was creating the representative group of the population that he would rely on to build the message, to support him in delivering the message. Would he choose anyone? No, not anyone. Does it have to be rich? No. He chose Bilal alayhi salam, radwanullah alayhi, and he chose Abu Bakr. Yes? Radwanullah alayhi. How many did he choose in those 3 years? How many did he work with in those 3 years? 3 years! How many did he come out with in the end? 200. 200. But those 200 are the elite 200 that will carry the message of Islam with them. Those 200 don't come from one tribe. They come from 22 tribes. The average age goes from all the way of someone like Uthman ibn Mad'un, who was older at the time. The average age is around 25 of the supporters. Yes. Why would Prophet Muhammad choose someone? Why? So let's say that we are in the time of Prophet Muhammad. Would he choose you? And why? What would he be looking for? Look at his companions. Look at what he's looking for in them. What was he looking for? Loyalty. Okay.
Someone who could keep secrets.
Well, it wasn't secret, by the way.
Was it not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Quraysh knew about it.
realistic
No.
finding.
Quraysh knew about it, but they were equivocal. They didn't know. Some guy that's doing something about he's claiming he's a new prophet, and so, but he hasn't really bothered us with it till now. So, leave him to do whatever he wants,
Faith.
No. Well, faith, yes, but faith is important. They have to be a Muslim, yes. They have to believe in. What else?
Honest.
Sorry?
Honest?
What about worldly values? What about worldly values? Let's take-
Leadership.
No, I think, yeah.
Well, I would spin it around and say they have to be distinguished. They have to be distinguished in something. They have to be distinguished. They have to have done something in their life. They have to be successful in their life in some way. Yes? They had to be proactive, successful people. If someone was a failure, would Prophet Muhammad choose him to be one of the elites? He wouldn't. Even if he was rich. And this is something for us as well. Yes? The rules of choice of who's going to be the companion of Prophet Muhammad it has to be for the elite, the people that have left their basic lives and done something beyond that. Charity, teaching, people like Gaza that are, they are the elite. Yes, they're proactive people. They've done something. Prophet Muhammad would raise his hands and say, Allahumma izz al-Islam bi ihda al-umrayn. Allah raised the value of this deen by one of the two Umar. Umar ibn al-Khattab wa Amr ibn Hisham. Amr ibn al-Hakam. Amr ibn al-Hakam is Abu Jahl. Yes? One of the biggest enemies of Prophet Muhammad. So was Umar ibn al-Khattab at the time, by the way. Yeah? But they're both very proactive people. They're very, very proactive people. They're very, they're not people that, they lived their lives and they were eating and drinking and got married and, and that's it. Yes, you have a question. No? No question? No? Yeah? No? Okay, fine.
When you said proactive, you mean popular? But with
Not popular,
integrity.
not popular, but successful in their lives. Successful in their lives. Yes? Men and women, by the way, the ratio was 73 women to 133 men, by the way, of those elite 200. They weren't all men. The 73 of them were women. Large group of them were women. Yes. So,
And the spouses of the man.
well, some of them were the spouses, but not all. Lots of them were 10 of them were slaves at the time. Yes. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu, in the first week he was a Muslim. He bought 6 of the people, 10 mubashirin again, 6 of the 10 people, the 10 elite that will Prophet Muhammad said that you will enter Jannah while on earth. He brought 6 of them to Islam in his first week. 6. Abu Bakr Siddiq was extremely successful, but not only that, but he was Nasabat al-Arab. He knew, nowadays we know people by, we go through Facebook and LinkedIn and so on to find out about people, yes? He was such an experienced tradesman. He had travelled the Arab Peninsula over and over again. He would know each tribe, the leaders of each tribe, what kind of characteristics they carry. He was a dictionary. Yes? And he helped Prophet Muhammad ﷺ a lot in the negotiations after that about whom will support Islam. Okay. So these were the elite. It doesn't have to be elite means they're rich. No, not at all. Some of them were rich, like Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, wa Uthman ibn Affan, wa Abdurrahman ibn Auf, radwanullah alayhim. Yes. Others were poor, like Bilal ibn Rabah, like Ammar ibn Yasir and his mother and his father Sumayya. Yes, these are very poor people. Yes, some of them was his relatives, like Ali ibn Abi Talib. Yes, like Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, his uncle from his mother's side. Yes. By the way, neither Al-Abbas nor Hamza had became Muslims yet, and we'll come to this in a minute. So he wanted those people to be, yes, from their qualities, they're strong, they're patient, they're proactive, they will carry a lot and lots of stress on their shoulders. Lots of stress. This is, but again, no miracles at this stage. Yes, just the Quran, but no miracles that influence the direction of the da'wah, of the dispersion of the word. No, none. All of it is worldly planning, and this is by design, so that when one of us comes after that and says, "So I want to guide a path to invite people into Islam," or Muslims that have forgotten about their deen or about their religion, what should I do? Go to them first and say, "Well, no, choose the right people that will support you after that." All of these steps are by design to be used by everyone else later on. It's not because they were specific to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. They are by design. And Allah did not make it through miracles for that reason. Right, so he's got 200 now. Yes, the elite 200. All of his house have become believers. His house are whom? Ruqayya, Kulthum, Zainab, Fatima. Yes, his 4 daughters. Who else? Ali ibn Abi Talib. Yes. Sorry? Maymuna bint al-Harith? No, not yet. No. Zayd ibn Muhammad or Zayd ibn Haritha at the time. Yes. There in the house they have all become believers. So then the 2 ayah come after that. فَاصْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And the other ayah, which is وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. So now these 2 ayah mean that he has to openly ask people to join Islam. Now things are going to get hard now. Openly ask, yes.
Sorry, the ayahs, which surah are they?
I don't know. I think one of them is Araf. I don't know the other one.
Al-President.
Yeah. Okay. So it is the time now, after 3 years, to go to phase 2, which is openly asking people to join Islam. So where's he going to start? Who's he going to start with first? Whom will he start with first? Yeah, his own family, yes, well done. His own tribe, Beni Hashim, his own family, yes. So he's going to make a massive walima, banquet, and invite people to eat and dine. So he sits down, and who has been following him so far and thinking about what he's doing? Sorry? Abu Lahab, his uncle. Abu Lahab, his uncle. Yes?
Yeah.
His uncle. He's been thinking. This, if what Muhammad ﷺ wants is true, it becomes true, we will lose all the leadership of the Arab Peninsula. We will lose the 360 idols that gives us power over the other tribes that protect our, do not attack our trade up to north, Shem, or down to Yemen. Yes? So this man is thinking about his own wealth. Yeah, saying if he does this, now we'll lose this. So he's waiting. Everyone ate and drank, yes, and then قام رسول الله Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم stood up to speak. Before he had the chance to speak, his uncle spoke. Uskut ya Muhammad, be quiet, Muhammad. Yes? If what he's asking for happens, yes, both Quraysh and the Arab Peninsula will all be our enemies, and we have no power over Quraysh and the Arab Peninsula. Yes, خذوا على يديه واسكتوه. Force him to give up what he's talking about. The Prophet Muhammad says, no, stay quiet. I'm going to speak now. No, he stayed quiet. The Prophet Muhammad through the whole thing. So what? It failed. The first attempt failed. Yeah. There'll be lots of failed attempts. Is that by design? It is by design. So when we fail, while we're trying to fix things, we know that. Remember that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ faced the same hardship, but even more. Yes. So he said, "Man akala wa arada al-insaraf." You can go. Whoever if he's finished eating and would like to leave, can leave. He asked Bani Hashim to come, the whole tribe, for another meal. And he waited, yes, until the end. قال يا بني هاشم إني رسول الله. I am the final of the prophets. يا فاطمة بنت محمد أنقذي نفسك من النار. He is introducing a new concept. Save yourself from Jahannam. يا بني هاشم أنقذوا أنفسكم من النار. Everyone, he's telling everyone. يا عاتكة يا صفية عمة رسول الله عمة نبي الله. He's referring to himself as Nabi Allah. أنقذي نفسك. Save yourself from النار. فيقول لفاطمة بنته, his daughter, يا فاطمة خذي من أموال أبيك ما شئت. Take from the money of your father as much as you desire. ولكني لا أملك لك شيئا عند الله. I cannot protect you from Allah's punishment on the day of judgment. Yes? Who now is listening to this? The other uncle, Abu Talib. Remembering what his father, who was the grandfather of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, told him in his trip up to north in Hashem, in where Jordan and Lebanon is now, and says he met Bahira, the priest, who told him your grandson will have great future. Yes, and do not take him to Hashem because Bani Israel there, they might hurt him. So take him back. Abu Talib's remembering this now, remembering the final words of his father. So
at that time Abu Lahab was not there.
He was there, and he tried, of course, to complain again, but Prophet Muhammad ﷺ this time managed to speak first. Yes? But this time Abu Talib got his support. He said, he's under my protection and my support now. And Abu Talib is the lead of Bani Hashim. Bani Hashim is the biggest tribe in Mecca. Yes? Their grandfather is Qusay ibn Kilab, who is the person that gathered Quraysh in the first place. He's the founder of the whole tribe, the whole place of the whole tribe of Quraysh. The whole town comes from this man. So they are the highest of families. So he has now the protection of them. Yes? Whom is looking the other way around and pretending not to listen to any words he's saying? No? Al-Abbas, Amma Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Al-Abbas, the uncle of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, whom will be a great follower after that. Hamza, his uncle, he's putting his ways other ways. He's looking the way around. Sayyid al-Shuhada, the leaders of the martyrs in Jannah, Hamza, he's listening to the words for the first time and ignoring. It's fine. It's okay for people to, give people the time and patience. So now Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has the support of the tribe. Now he can go to Mecca and openly expose the disperse the message of Islam, where would he choose to start? Where?
Kaaba.
Sorry?
Kaaba.
Beside it, there's a place called Jabal al-Safa. You know what Safa wal Marwa? Yes? Jabal al-Safa. Yes? The mountain. It's not a mountain, a mount. Safa. Mount al-Safa. Yes? But Jama'ah, he gathered all of Quraysh. Yes? وَقَالَ, he told them, yes? If I told you there was a massive army behind this small mount, tiny one, so, you know, how would the whole massive army hide behind this little mount? Yeah? If I told you there was a massive army awaiting behind this mountain, would you believe me? قالوا وما عهدنا عليك كذبا قط. We have never heard you lie before in our lives. Imagine a man that's lived 40 years and never lied. It's amazing, really, that to have that reputation. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes. So now he says, فَإِنِّي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ إِلَيْكُمْ. Now, so I am the last prophet to you all, to all of you, and to all of humanity. Whom is in the crowd, of course, Abu Lahab. Would he be quiet? No. So now Quraysh is listening and trying to decide for itself what the way is. They're on the fence. Should they listen more? Should they not? Who came in the middle and made the mess of all of this? Abu Lahab. قال تبا لك يا محمد تبا لك سائر اليوم ألهذا جمعتنا. He's the first. He said, "Tabban" is like a swear word, is this why you gathered us for all day, or "Tabban laka sa'ir al-yawm" for the whole day? Tabban laka ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he had the jama'atan. So he's the first person that encouraged Quraysh to go from the fence towards the offense. So if you're listening to something new, and you know this man, and they're just saying to him, they like him. He's a famous merchant amongst them. He's from Beni Hashim. Yes, they know that he's a clean man. He doesn't sit with them to drink. He doesn't sit with them in their when they commit so many sins. He doesn't do that with them. So they know that he's one of the best of their people. So they're listening, and they're deciding for themselves. But this man came in, Abu Lahab, and pushed them all towards disbelief. So they all left. فَنَزَلَ قَوْلُ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى تَبَّتْ يَدَا أَبِي لَهَبٍ وَتَبَّ. Now, you read the surah, you read the surah, yes? تَبَّتْ يَدَا أَبِي لَهَبٍ وَتَبَّ مَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُ مَالُهُ وَمَا كَسَبَ. As if what he was protecting, his money from the trade, his ghina, is not going to protect him from the punishment. And this is a miracle, by the way. Abu Lahab was alive for a long time after these verses came. All he had to say, I'm a Muslim. And all of this would become, yes? So this is a surah that's saying that Abu Lahab will be punished for his actions in the Day of Judgment. Yes? So if Abu Lahab comes to Quraysh and says, I believe in Muhammad, yes, then all this becomes hashtag void. Yes? But it's one of Allah's miracles that this came in the time of Abu Lahab, and he lived years after this, and it never came to him saying, well, I'll claim that I'm a Muslim then. And all this in the Quran then. Yes? And this is one of the first evidence to prove that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Rasulullah. That why would he come close to if this is related to humans in any way, near or far? Why would he touch up on someone that's alive? And we know that there are many companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that lived their whole lives non-believers, and in the last minute they became believers. So why would he risk it? He's just starting. Why would he risk it? He wouldn't. This is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ensure that Abu Lahab will never become a Muslim. And he will die a kafir. And he will die a horrible death. He came with a dermatological disease that was contagious. And his children couldn't bury him, so they demolished the house on top of him. Yeah, this is how he died in the end. Yeah, ugly death. So
His children become Muslims.
no, but at the same time, Abu Lahab loves Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and knows he's on the truth because both of his sons are engaged to the daughters of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So the moment, so this man, and this is the lesson from this is, if your personal gains, do never let your personal gains take priority over the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ever. Because this is a man that he believed in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He knew what he was saying was the truth. He trusted him because he was going to marry both of his daughters, and he still, he punished him later on by forcing them to break this engagement. Yes. But he didn't. Once Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came out with his message, he didn't say to his sons, "Leave, don't marry his daughters." No, it wasn't. So he loved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but this was for his own personal benefit. And this is the danger, that if we let our own personal benefits come in the way of a da'wah, dispersing the word of Allah or Islam, then we are in great danger as well. This is not something for Abu Lahab. This is something for every person that chooses that. Yes?
Then they married the Abu Lahab's kids, son married Prophet.
No, they didn't. After that, the ayat that came that they're not allowed to marry the mushrikeen. But Abu Lahab tried to break up this engagement before as a punishment of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes. So, final thing. In the gathering in front of all Bani Hashim, no one became a Muslim except one. Anyone know who that Muslim was?
Was it one of the uncles?
None of the uncles, no. Ali ibn Abi Talib. So in this whole gathering, yes, in the end, who raised his hand? قال أنا أبايعك رسول الله عليه السلام. Ali ibn Abi Talib. And he was what? 11? Yes? 12? فضحكت. All of Bani Hashim laughed. Only the child is following you. Yes. فقال أمدد يدك أبايعك. Extend your hand and I will. Yes. I will accept you as one of the followers of Islam. وضرب على يديه. Everyone went quiet because it's not now. And when the midst of all this, you're telling me you want to join Islam. Wait until after I'm done with this speech, and then after that, come tell me on the side. No, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sent to الناس كافة. He sent to everyone, children and grown-ups, women and men. Unfortunately, the next chapter is a very painful chapter. This is the chapter where Prophet Muhammad ﷺ faces the wrath of Quraysh, not only him but his companions. And when I was young, I said, why would Allah let Prophet Muhammad ﷺ see this hardship? He's the best of humanity, so that when we face hardship for our Islam, remember the hardship he faced. When we attempt to follow his steps and we face hardship, remember the hardship he faced, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his companions. His companions would come to him at this stage. One of them was left on coal until the fluids coming from his back was what put out the coal. فيقول رسول الله ألا تدعو لنا. Would you not make dua for Allah to make them stop? وكان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم متكئا, lying on his side. فقام. He stood up. He said, لقد كان الرجل من قبلكم. A man before you And this is the story of, we'll cover inshallah, we might not actually, it's in there, or upload it, it's on the videos, I've covered it already in another class. كان رجل من قبلكم ينشر من رأسه حتى he would be sawed from his head all the way down. وما كان ذلك يصرفه عن دين الله. People before you in this, look at this long trail from Adam alayhi salam all the way to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People have suffered for the message of Allah, for the truth, for the word of Allah. You are not, he was telling his companions, you are not the exception. You are not the exception. Khabbab radiallahu alayhi, that is telling the story, showed his back once to Umar ibn al-Khattab later on, in the time of when Umar ibn al-Khattab was Khalifa. Umar ibn al-Khattab nearly fainted from the sight of his back. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will struggle like them, and will see immense hardship. But it is a compulsory part of this path. It is not something you can't pick and say, I want the first 3 years where it was in secret. Well, it was quiet. It wasn't secret, but it was quiet. And then when it comes to this part, I don't want it. When it comes to the part where you're prosecuted in your money and in yourself and in your family, you don't want that part. I don't want it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Being a companion of Prophet Muhammad in Jannah is not by raising your hands and say, I want to be his companion in Jannah and tear up. No. Being his companions in Jannah is following his steps in this world, following the steps he led, and the hardship expected from reaching a certain level of faith is always expected. Yes. It is not something that will say, well, no, I won't be tested. No. Allah and Alif Lam Mim. أحاسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Do people think that they will be left to state that they are believers and not be tested? No, it's not possible. It is not possible. It is not possible. But after that test came the reward. Yes, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, before he died, he owned the whole of the Arab Peninsula. The word of Islam had traveled to the whole of the Arab Peninsula. 20 years after he died, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, Persia and Rome, the whole two major powers of the world, the two that no one could ever think of disobeying them, were controlled by Muslims. Historians can't run away from that fact, by the way, because so for 700 years the Persians and the Romans fought each other, and then in 20 years they both disappeared. 20 years they both disappeared on the hands of the elite ones. The elite ones, the 200. Yes, I think there's a story about the Spartans, the 300 Spartans. Yeah, don't read about those. Read about the elite 200. The 200. They're not going to only defeat Persia, they're going to defeat Persia and Rome. Both. The whole Roman Empire fell because of them. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.